What's up, vapors? Thanks for checking out Daily Vape TV. My name is Nick, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Kali RDA. Alright guys, so today's random question comes from the Vape Stew show a couple of weeks ago. Would you rather eat Rocky Mountain oysters or mud bugs? Now, for those of you that don't know what either of those are, just check out the comments. I'm sure someone ruined it down there. I'm going to go with mud bugs on this one just because I'm somewhat familiar with them. I have eaten them before, and it's not something that's really completely unknown to me, but you know what? I would be willing to try Rocky Mountain oysters as long as there's hot sauce available. Let me know what you guys think right down there in the comments box below, and again, if you have no idea what I'm talking about here, I'm sure someone posted it down there. So the device we're going to be looking at today comes from the frozen cold Northland of Canada. Yeah, this is the QP Designs Kali RDA, and I do have to give them a massive shout out and thank you for allowing me to take a look at this device for the purpose of making this video, but they gave this one to me at ECC in Ontario, so just got to show some love for them for that. So taking a look at their website, this device comes in two different color options. You have a black version and a stainless steel version like I have here, and with that, it's going to run you $70 Canadian, which is basically roughly translated to 56 US dollars, and I think that's a pretty average price for an RDA nowadays. Anywhere from 30 to 60 bucks is totally fine by me, and if you want to grab one for yourself, I'll leave a link right down there in the description below. But without further ado, let's go ahead and dive down to the close-up view and take a better look at this thing. Alright guys, so as you can see, we've got the Kali RDA in its original box, so let's quickly take a look around the packaging, and then we'll take a look at what's inside. So first and foremost, very nice, simple, classy packaging with this one, just Kali RDA by QP Design right there on the front with this lovely gold emboss. As you can see, very shiny, shiny. And then you get down to the bottom, and you have that big old nicotine warning, which is kind of unfortunate. It really takes away from the overall kind of design aspect of it, but there you go. On the top and the bottom, we have Kali RDA, and on the back we have a few specs right down the side here and what's included in the box, some more logos right there at the top, your color indication, their Facebook page, and designed in Canada. So there you go. So let's take a look at what's inside the box here. Boom. It's a rather large box, I must say, but they do fit a ton inside it. As you can see here, we have tons of different sleeve and cap options. We have full Ultem, we have full acrylic, then we have our stainless steel, obviously right there, with the Delrin top cap. So you get a whole lot of choices. Here is the RDA itself, which we'll be taking a look at in just a second. So there we go. And obviously, I mean, you know what? Personally, I'm not a huge Ultem fan, but when it comes to this one here, it kind of is turning me into one, I guess. I don't know. It's just that shiny Ultem. I really do like the polished up Ultem look. It's okay, but it still kind of bugs me that it's Ultem. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you like the Ultem cap? Let me know in the comments box down there below, but it's kind of turning me into an Ultem fan. Either way, we have all three of these caps and sleeves out now, so let's just show you this one real quick. Not that you can really see it, it's just a clear cap. And we have our obligatory bag of parts and an extra little Allen wrench there. So we have one small Allen wrench, then we have a big Allen wrench, a full set of O-rings, including clear O-rings, which is kind of neat, a squonk pin, and a full set of screws. So, you know, your typical obligatory bag of parts kind of stuff in there. And that's about it. I don't think there's anything in the bottom here. Yeah, no need for a manual for an RDA. Alright guys, let's talk about the specs. First of all, it's 25 millimeters in diameter. It has a side terminal postless deck which allows for multiple coil configurations, adjustable airflow with a deep juice well, custom wide bore drip tip, easy for top dripping with less spitback. Alright guys, so let's go from top to bottom with the Kali, starting off with this top cap section here. There's three in the box. This is the Delrin version. You also get an Ultem and an acrylic. This is your airflow control section as well, so you just turn this piece right here left or right in order to close off or open up your airflow, and it's held on with this single O-ring right up under here. Hopefully you guys can see that. I know black on black can be a little bit difficult on video, but there you go. It's a nice wide bore tip, probably similar to any old 810, but it has a really fat, wide kind of stance to it. It really has that short and stout kind of thing going on, and I really do like it. It also has this little slight chamfer up at the top here, so if you're a little bit sloppy with your dripping, it's going to find its way down into the juice well. So really nice there. It's got a slight curve to the top cap section right up near there, going into the mouthpiece, which is great because I feel like those kind of top caps
caps are really good for flavor. So this one is definitely a good flavor RDA in my opinion. So as you can see, I've got the stainless steel barrel section. It also comes with an acrylic and an Ultem one as well. Really nice QP design logo engraved right there. And as you can see on the sides here, we have the airflow section itself. Of course, it's dualed on the other side. These, I believe, look to be about 2 millimeters by 2 millimeters each. So it allows for pretty decent airflow going through this thing. And you can see the Kali logo engraved on this side here. Very simple, very subtle, nothing too crazy on this one. Cap itself is on the thicker side. I'd say that's a good millimeter or so thick, if not maybe a little bit more. That is really going to be difficult to damage, so definitely think this thing can withstand some serious wear and tear. So just to give you guys an example of how I built this, I left my coils in there, and as you can see, I pulled them away from the posts in towards the center a little bit, and I did that for a reason, because I wanted my cotton going straight through and then straight down into the juice well, and I also wanted to catch all the drips from the top cap section. I usually just kind of squirt my juice right down the top cap section, and it lands directly onto those coils instead of just landing in the juice well and being soaked up by the cotton. So it's kind of the most efficient way of actually juicing the coils up instead of having to take off your top cap and, you know, paint them or anything like that. I just tend to just blurb my juice right down the middle section, and it catches all on the coils. So here we get a good look at the build deck itself, and as you can see, very, very nice machining on here. All the edges are nice and clean. Everything is very nice and straight, and nothing wobbles or wiggles or anything like that with this one here. Not to mention the fact that you get these nice big post holes right there in the sides, and this way you could fit any type of exotic wire. These look about maybe 2.5 millimeter in diameter each, so definitely fitting any type of exotic wire in there is going to be really, really easy. Little Kali engraving right there at the bottom. Hopefully you guys can see that. There you can see the middle pin, which is also where it's going to come up to squonk, and very cool looking design for the positive post going all the way across there, which is really neat. There you can see the Allen screws right on the side. I've never had an issue with these. In fact, these are some of the tightest tolerance for Allen screws that I've ever used. Not to mention that, we also have these O-rings at the bottom section there. They hold that top cap on there very, very nice and firm. No complaints in that department whatsoever. And on the bottom here, we have the little engravings, Kali RDA, QP designs, and our serial number right there at the bottom. So real quick, before we go back to the main screen, I just wanted to show you guys the caps nice and close up. We have the Ultem, we have the stainless steel, and we have the acrylic, as you can see there. All really, really nice stuff. No complaints about any particular one. In fact, I'm kind of digging the Ultem. That polished Ultem is really standing out in my book. So yeah, it's pretty neat. So let's go back to the main screen, have a quick vape on this one, and we'll talk about it some more.
Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the close-up section of the video. Now let's talk about my personal thoughts about this device, some pros, some cons, and whether or not it's worth purchasing. Starting off with the pros, and my first pro is that you get all that in the kitchen sink with this one here. You can use it in squonking mode, you can use it in regular dripping mode, you have a clear acrylic cap, you have an Ultem cap. There's so many different combinations of different barrels and top caps. It's unbelievable, and with that you can definitely just kind of match it up to whatever you put this device on, and I absolutely love that because I love accessorizing. I absolutely love that they throw in so much extra stuff with it. It just really makes the price worth it. My second pro for this one is the machining. The machining on this one is absolutely impeccable. Some of the best machining I've ever seen on an RDA. And we live in a world today that we kind of accept mediocrity when it comes to our products, especially the cheaper products. You know, we kind of accept that certain level of mediocrity. There has been lots of time and care taken in designing and building and, you know, machining these RDAs. I really feel like this one is just top notch. And my third and final pro for this device is the mouthpiece. I really have fallen in love with this big old hunk of Delrin on top of this thing because, one, it doesn't heat up. Two, if you end up dripping juice really sloppily, it has a slight taper, so it just means it's going to end up in the juice well in the end. And three, I really love the fact that it's so wide bore. It's built for clouds. This thing on a Series Mech or something just absolutely rips. All right, guys, so moving on to the cons. My first con is that the airflow is loud when it's wide open. Now, the first thing I did when I got this thing in was I built it up and had a big old rip with the airflow set to wide open, and I noticed it was a little bit on the louder side. So the only thing I did to fix it was just ever so slightly close it off, maybe a millimeter or so, and with that, it totally fixed my issue. But I've got the airflow set wide open, so I'll just give you a quick example. My second con for this one is that the posts themselves are a little bit too close together for some of the exotic wire builds. Now, I really like my 7 or 8 wrap fuse clapped in frame staples or aliens, and when you have a big build in there like that, you kind of have to bend those legs inward a little bit. Now, the build deck itself is very roomy, so you can kind of maneuver your coils in there no problem, but it just comes down to the post holes being a little bit too close together. It works really great with round wire builds, a simple little 5 or 6 wraps, 22 gauge or something like that. Works just fine, but when it comes to exotic wires, it's a little bit more work. And my third and final con for this one is that the airflow is a little bit difficult to adjust. Now, I really appreciate a good O-ring and a nice tight tolerance to a top cap section, but this one is taking it a little bit too far for me personally. It's actually easiest if you take off the whole barrel section and poke out the little top cap, which has your airflow control, adjust it to where you want it, and then set it in place and just forget about it, because that, to me, is actually the easiest way to do it. Other than that, it's a little bit difficult to actually just kind of spin it on the fly. So at the end of the day, is this device worth purchasing? Would I go out of my way to pick one of these up if I didn't get this one in for review? I'm going to say yes to this one. I really do like it. I feel like it's good for a lot of different styles of vaping, and with that, I feel like it's a good value for your money as well. You get a lot of different accessories right there in the box, so definitely go and seek one of these out for yourself. I'll leave a link right down there in the description if you want to pick one up. So that about does it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more videos just like this. Don't forget to click that notification bell right next to the subscribe button if you want to be alerted whenever I upload videos. Also, leave me some comments in the box below. I'd love to hear your thoughts about the Kali or anything else you guys want to discuss down there. Also, make sure you check out the advocacy and my social media links right down there in the description below. I've also got a Facebook group, guys. It's the Daily Vape TV Cloud Crew, so make sure you check that out if you want some really cool exclusive content and really good discussion. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and as always, vape on. Blah, 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 blah.